Okay, welcome to this lesson on using the vanishing point and one-point perspective to create a 3D room. You're going to require 4 items for this lesson. You need a whiteboard, a felt eraser, a whiteboard marker, and a ruler. Once you have that set up, you're going to watch the steps, and as I tell you when to pause, you're going to pause the video and you're going to do what I showed you, and then you'll push play again and continue on to the next step. Our first step is to create our vanishing point. And I want you to take your ruler and draw a line across your board, corner to corner, as best you can. You'll notice your ruler does not quite fit, so I slide my ruler halfway over to get the X. In the middle of the X, I want you to draw your vanishing point. This point we are not going to erase during the whole lesson, so make sure you put that in. I'd like you to push pause right now and do that step. Our next step is to put the walls onto our room. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a box in the middle. There's a few mistakes you don't want to make, and I'll show you what they are. You don't want to do your box too small. That would make our room very long and narrow, and we don't want it. So make your box about halfway down, your X on each side. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line. Now I'm going to start making my box, and I'm going to try to keep my ruler straight, and I'm going to draw a line up. The mistake students often make is they draw their line up here. You can't do that. Your line has to touch the X on all spots. So I'm making sure I touch the X. I'm going to keep my ruler straight. I'm going to go across. I'm going to bring my ruler down, and I'm going to meet it up with the bottom line. There. Now I have my box. All of my points are touching my X. That's key. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to erase those lines, but keeping my vanishing point. There. Now what you have is you've got the back wall, the floor, the side walls, and the ceiling. So just as in Van Gogh's bedroom painting that we looked at, you now have the room set up. Pause the video and I want you to do that step. Now we're ready to accessorize our room, and the first thing we have to do is we're going to add a door. Now this is going to be the key point, and I'm going to say this over and over again. You have to always line up everything on your walls with the vanishing point. So my ruler is touching the vanishing point. I want my top of my door near the ceiling. I draw a line and I'm in line with the vanishing point. Now what I can do is take my ruler and draw my line straight down to the bottom of my whiteboard, and my ruler straight down, line straight down. Now I have a door. I can tell it's in perspective because this side of the door is bigger and it gets smaller as it goes to the back of the room. That's what we want. I want you to pause the video and make a door. Next thing on our wall is we're going to accessorize with a window. We're going to use this wall over here. And you can see that I'm lining up the top of my window with the vanishing point. And I'm going to draw a line. I also need to line up the bottom of my window with the vanishing point. Right about there looks good. Thinking about trying to get the same length. Now, keeping my ruler straight, I'm going to finish off my window by drawing a line down and drawing a line down. And if I was too long, I can just touch up. Now my window is in perspective. This is bigger, and it gets smaller as I go towards the back of the room. Now, I always like to accessorize my window with a curtain. So I'm going to line up my vanishing point, and I'm going to make a curtain rod. So I'm going to go longer than my window, and I'm going to make a rod here and a rod here. Good. The bottom of my curtains also have to be in line with my vanishing point. I like to have a little wiggly line at the bottom, so I make it a little bit wiggly, but I have to be in line with the vanishing point. Then I draw a straight line down, and I go over to this side and I do the same thing. Now I just have to touch up. Of course, we can't see the windows through the curtains, so I need to take out that, and I need to take out that. Now I can accessorize my curtains with some design. So now my curtains are in perspective, and I'm ready to go on to the next step. So pause the video and move on to the next step. Okay, next, we're going to accessorize the floor, and there's 3 types of flooring we're going to make. We're going to do a carpet, a wood flooring just like in Van Gogh's painting, and a tile floor. Everything must be in line with our vanishing point. So we're going to do a carpet, and I'm going to draw a line here, and a line here, and both of those lines are in line with my vanishing point. Now I'm going to draw a straight line across my whiteboard and a straight line across, and I've got the basic shape for my carpet. I love to accessorize my carpet by adding a little bit of fringe on the end, and maybe I'll do some designs to match my curtains.